Quite often, we have to take input from the user, which establishes a bridge of communication between the user and the program. For taking the input, we can make use of the help of a class named Java Scanner. So now, let us look into it in detail. The Scanner class is a type of predefined class which helps us to read data easily from the keyboard or a text file. Now, the question is, where is the Scanner class available or how do we find it? It is found in a package named java.util. Hence, a question yet again, what is exactly the package? Conventionally, inside a package, there are several lines of codes written which we can utilize according to our own needs. We can think of this package as something like a folder, which basically stores different types of classes that are already defined. This Scanner class can particularly read different types of data like numeric, strings, and other types. And this, in fact, is the most convenient way of taking input from the user. Let us dig into a bit more depth about the Scanner class now. Here, look at the command which is written and let's try understanding what is happening here. We will look at it in the form of a code. Here, sc is a variable I have taken, but you can take any other variable and give it a name according to your desire, but make sure it follows the convention. Note that the thing written on the right hand side of the equation is basically used for object creation. This gives rise to the question, what is this object? The portion system.in infers that it is related to the input portion, which would be replaced by system.out if we wanted the output. For a better understanding, we can compare this to a normal variable. For instance, if we wanted to declare or initialize a normal variable, we would have written int variable equals to 44. Which means the value 44 on the right side of the equation is being stored inside a variable. Similarly, sc is our variable which stores an object written on the right hand side. But if we try running the code, we see it is not working. This is because the Scanner class has to be present under the java.util package. Hence, we have to bring the package first by writing import java.util.scanner, which contains the Scanner class. Now, if we compile, we see this runs successfully without any error. Let's now try executing the program as written according to the slide shown. As you can see in the slide, we have taken a word which produces an output called hello world. Let's try executing it. As I have said earlier, the sc variable stores an object. What we will now do is we will take any word and first try understanding what its data type is. We already know it is supposed to be a string. So we take our data type as a string and pass a variable called words. Here we have to give object dot. We created the object on the right side which is stored in sc. So at first I wrote the object sc dot next line, exactly as you can see on the screen. On the right hand, we take sc.nextLine where the L must be uppercase. We now compile and see there is no error. If instead we take the L as lowercase, we end up with an error as it violates the convention. Now, we will try printing the word variable. The box that you see after running the program is where you will write the input which makes you the user, and your input will be stored in the words variable. You can compile and run it by writing hello world or anything of your wish which you want to see as the output. So this is how scanner class helps us to print what the user inputs. Now the question is, are we only allowed to take words or sentences from the user, or can we ask for anything else? We can definitely ask a lot more than words from the user. For example, if we take a look on the next slide, we see a lot of options. If you all look at the first one, next in, when do we use it? We use it whenever we ask for an integer from the user. We use next long whenever we ask for a long value from the user. The same goes for float and double. Moving on, we see an example where an integer has been asked. Whenever we ask for an integer, we simply replace sc.nextLine with sc.nextInt. We can also change the variable from words to numbers. In the print statement, we also write number in parentheses. Let me compile it and now try running it. Note, we take our data type as int, and sc.nextLine is used only when using a string from the user or word related inputs. Notice that the int has an uppercase I, as that is the correct syntax. If we put a lower I, we end up with an error. Now let us try compiling it. See, we end up with an error, right? That is because we have to put a semicolon. As we see now, it is running, so let us put a value. The slide shows the value 65, so we put 65. If we take a look in the next slide, we will see that Boolean data type is being taken from the user, and in this case we are using sc.nextBoolean. So now we can take the input from the user conveniently.